Hey everybody, it's your man Fitman, and today's topic, I received an email from Tisha. And Tisha's from Arlington, Virginia. Tisha wants to know, Fitman, I've watched some of your videos and read some of your articles on the importance of sprinting, but how do I prepare to sprint? I don't know what to do. Tisha, this is a phenomenal question, and I'm so happy that you asked it. Now, sprinting is the best move that anyone can do. It's athletic, you're gonna build muscle, you're gonna burn body fat, and you're gonna feel young. There's no move that puts more pep in your step than running sprints, okay? But you just can't go out on the track one day and say, hey, you know what? I'm Usain Bolt, and I'm gonna run full speed. You know why? Because you're gonna end up in the hospital with a pulled hamstring, and that's not gonna be good. And I don't want you coming back blaming me. So we need to do some things to prepare ourselves to sprint, okay? So let's say you're someone who hasn't sprinted in years. You haven't sprinted in a long time. I'm talking about since high school sports. You just can't show up and just go full speed. The first thing that you have to do before you begin to sprint is that you have to get warmed up. I have a great video on this page, Sprinter Warm-Up. Follow it and follow it to the T. This is how you get your body primed, okay? Your hamstrings, your glutes, your quads, your whole body, all these large muscles are involved in sprinting. If I go out there with cold hamstrings and cold quads and I'm cold, my chance of injury is now very high. Whereas if I get warmed up, now my chance of injury is very low. Okay? So the first thing you've got to do is get warmed up and get warmed up in the correct way. Okay? Not walking on the treadmill for 5 minutes or just showing up. No, you got to go through the proper warm-up that prepares you to sprint. Okay? To sprint. Okay? Get warmed up for what you're about to do. Okay? Number 2, after you're warmed up, you just don't jump into the sprint. You run a couple warm-up reps of what you're gonna do. So let's just say it's your first day, Tisha, and you say, I'm gonna run 5 50-yard sprints. Well, you've gone through now the warm-up with the skips and the walks and all the track and field movements. Now you need to get the sprint warmed up. So I suggest that you run a couple 10 to 20-yard runs, not full speed, maybe 3 to 4 of them, just to get your body used to the movement of running, of sprinting. Again, you're still getting warmed up. This may take you 10, 15 minutes if you're brand spanking new. You've got to get warm. So now we go through a couple movement progression warm-ups building up to the sprint. Number 3, it's time for the workout. Now, again, it doesn't just mean that we're jumping into the sprint. You can run your 50 yards, but I don't want you running them anywhere near full speed. I don't want you jogging, but I don't want you going max out sprint. Why? Because your body is not adapted to running at max speed. You have to build up to it over a couple weeks. So you come out there, you may run about 60% of what you could run, and this may be a stride for you. It's not requiring maximum effort, but it's making you work. And then over the weeks, you're adding just a little bit to the speed. So if you're running 5 50-yard sprints, it may take you 4 to 6 weeks to really get up to that full speed to where you're comfortable, to where your legs feel like, all right, I'm not gonna pull a hamstring. Okay? So Tisha, when it comes to sprint, there's 3 steps. You get warmed up, then you get your sprint warmed up, then you get into your sprint, but initially you're not running full speed. Now, the other option is to run sprints on the hill, because on the hill you can't attain full speed because you're running at an incline. So there's no way to hit full speed. That's also going to lower your chance of injury. Now, hills are harder, but they're going to keep you safer. So that's another option that you have, is to run the hill. And again, don't blast the hill super fast. Build up the same way that you would when you're running on the flat track. Okay? So follow those 3 steps. Warm up, get your sprints warmed up, then get into the workout at a manageable speed and build that up over time. And Tisha, before you know it, you're going to be running max speed you're going to be burning body fat, you're going to be building muscle, and you're going to be transforming your physique. So use those steps to build up to the full sprint. Thanks for the question. Holla at a trainer when you see me in the gym.